Yeah, I should turn that off. A lot of things buzzing and worrying about in this place. It's crazy.
Beeping. Where are you? You're still down in Carolina?
Yeah, I'm in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. All morning it was all about tornadoes. We were on a tornado watch from like 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. today. It was crazy. And it's really super windy out there. It looks like it could.
It's just unbelievable, man. If it's not hurricanes down there, it's tornadoes. If it's not tornadoes, it's pandemics. Not pandemics, it's wildfires. Not wildfires, it's lockdowns. It's not lockdowns, it's, what was that thing up in Iowa? A derecho.
Oh, the derecho.
The
Jesus.
inland hurricane. It's amazing. A plague of ants this time last year. I'm glad we're not having them now.
You had the ants, yeah. That was bad.
There was a day, the house was full of ants. The air was so thick with smoke, nobody could breathe. A hurricane had just come up the Gulf. The derecho had leveled Cedar Rapids. We were locking down again. And in the midst of all of that, I was going out to shoot Dirty Jobs.
Well, so here we are. It's a brand new year, Mike. Things are supposed to get better, right? It's a new year. Let's be hopeful.
Yeah, look, we're kind of calling it audible, folks. We had a plan, and then things just got so incredibly hinky over the holiday that Chuck and I thought, look, let's just kind of check in with each other. Let's talk about what's just happened, and let's talk about the year before us, and let's do it with a level of transparency that we normally don't do on this podcast.
Are you saying we're not transparent normally?
Well, I'm saying we're transparent to a point, and I'm not saying I want to venture too far outside of our respective lanes, but I kind of feel like, I got the COVID, and I got tested. I failed my test on Christmas Eve, which is to say I tested positive, and I posted about that. So that's been kind of a thing, and I've been locked down over the holiday, as you know, and I guess people on my Facebook page know. What they don't know is that I literally just got a text from my mother saying that she is tested positive for COVID. My dad is tested positive for COVID. They're back in Baltimore in their retirement home right now in the midst of contact tracing. And they have so many questions for me. And, of course, I don't have any answers, Chuck, because contrary to popular belief, I'm not an expert.
Well, they should have asked me. I could have told them that.
So, I want to talk about COVID. I want to talk about the coming year. I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, because as the producer of this fake podcast, I do feel like you bear some responsibility for keeping this thing on the rails. We have an extraordinary commitment that we've made to listeners of The Way I Heard It over the course of the next year to put up another 50 of these things. We now have advertisers involved. Dirty Jobs is back in the sketch. Not sure what's happening with How America Works. Looks like that's coming back for another season. Got a book thing I can't figure out if I can deliver or not. Got a #1 song on the iTunes thing, which now has raised all kinds of possibilities for other things. Somebody's Got to Do It is back in the works. This podcast is being turned into a TV show. Did I mention I got COVID? Because I got the COVID. Mom's got the COVID. Dad's got the COVID. What do you want to talk about?
You just listed everything that I have on my list to talk about.
All right.
So, well, let's start with COVID. What was your experience like?
Well, I tested because I had been invited.